Hey guys, what's up? It's ArcadeCode here. Welcome to episode 11 of my Unity tutorial. So last episode we got this quick script running and rigid body so that we would shoot these objects. Only we have a problem with our cube being in the way of the projectile. This is why when you shoot you see it kind of moving out of the cube and then falling down. To fix this, we can add a new game object and press create empty this time. Simply right-click and rename it to something like gun. This game object can then be positioned so that it would be right in front of the cube where you want the bullet to come out. So it is quite tricky to do because we have no proper reference of where exactly it might be because it has no mesh to it. But you can see I just need to pan over, place it in the right direction, make sure to leave it uh, out a bit so it doesn't so it has enough space to appear, and that looks just good. Remember, you can just move the view around to make sure it is in all the right directions and then use the arrows pointing out of it to move it. So to ensure this gun object will always stay to a relative position of this cube, we can click, drag and place it under the cube. Notice how now there's like a sort of arrow on the cube. If you click on it, you have your gun object. This means that wherever your cube moves, the this game object will be in the right position. You can demonstrate this by moving the cube a little, pausing the game, coming back in scene view, and now you can see that although we moved our cube, the gun is still in the same relative position. What we can do now is take off this component from our cube, the shoot script from our cube. Just right click and press remove component. Go to our gun cube and place the shoot script inside our empty component instead. So select the gun and place shoot. Remember to place your projectile inside the obj variable, and now when we play the game we should see that the rigid body will always appear where our gun was. Now notice how the gun is coming off the side and how we have no velocity yet. So we're going to fix this right now by simply looking at where the camera is. Let's see, camera, main camera, and you can see it's looking this way. So we want our gun to actually be on the front face over here. So we can fix this quite easily because thanks to the childing system Unity offers, and we can just place it just how we want it. Make sure it's nice and centered, and here we go. Now when we play the game and press left control, it should be coming out of this front. What we have to do now is fix our velocity. So last episode I showed you this script right here, and this is slightly wrong. We have to edit it somehow. Instead, we want to have transform direction, and then we need arguments, and we need a vector 3. So vector 3 dot forwards, and then we can times it by 10, for example. So this transform direction basically takes your direction and transforms it by this vector, forwards times 10. So that was in order to times it by 10 rather than just take the directional vector. So we got more strength. We can then later on change this to be a variable if we want to change the strength. Now if we go back in Unity and play the game, when we press Control, we have our cylinders coming out with, I believe, a bit of velocity. So obviously 10 wasn't high enough. We can set it to 100, for example. Now when we play the game, we should have it coming out much faster. See, now we have shooting. So, and just for good measure, we're going to add a new variable called public var power, two dots, and it's going to be an int type. So now we can just times this by power, and now if you save the game, go back to Unity, you can see that inside our gun objects, we have the shoot with the power variable, and we can, for example, set it to 500. Now it is very easy to change the speed at which your bullet comes out of your gun, depending on your speed. And now we can see we have a nice shooting system. Notice how we have all the projectile clones coming over here. And this is a very nice way of keeping track of everything you need. Remember, it is left control to shoot, just in case you didn't manage to get the shooting working so far. And that's all for today's episode, guys. I think we did quite some progress. We fixed up a script and talked about childs, making an object always be in the same relative position. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Unity tutorials.